In 2012, Spain were victorious in the Euro competition that year, and that team was an astonishing team. But if you look at this team, you will say, where are the goals coming from? Where are the goals coming from? Fabregas, Iniesta, David Silva, Xabi Alonso, Busquets, Xavi, Arbeloa, Piqué, Casillas, Ramos, Alba. I don't see a goal scorer. Who's going to get the goals for the Spain team? Even though they beat Italy 4-0 in the final and were pretty much invincible in the entire tournament, and in 2010 and in 2008, this team, where's the goal scorer? Where's the goal scorer? But they still managed to win the Euro, by far being the best team in the tournament. And that's where I have to jump in with my Paris Saint-Germain team. Because when I put out a very similar lineup to this one on Twitter, a lot of people said the tweet said, oh my God, where are the goals coming from? Where are the goals coming from? Who's going to score? Is Dembele going to score? All of that. And that's the perfect description of someone who does not understand football. If you do understand football, you would understand that you don't need a pure goal scorer to score a lot of goals for your team. You don't need that. You have never needed that. Obviously, it helps. It helps having someone that will score 35, 40 goals every single season. But we're not trying to do that. What Luis Enrique is set to do at Paris Saint-Germain, the absolute cooking he's been having at Paris Saint-Germain in the upcoming season, will be remembered. Going back to the Spain team, obviously they landed up in a 4-3-3, but in-game it looked much more like this. The two center-backs stay back, with Busquets a bit in between, Arbeloa and Alba on the sides, with a Busquets, Xabi Alonso pivot, and then Iniesta, Xavi, and David Silva as the three playmakers, and up top was Fabregas. And this is how the team would look. Another thing I want to look at is this six-man side, the three midfielders and the three attackers. Let's go into the three midfielders. What we can see from the Spain team is that Xabi Alonso, Busquets, and Xavi, all of them can play as the pivot. All of them can play in the double pivot. These players are perfect for their system. They can play as an 8 and as a 6. They're extremely versatile. And that's what Lucho has always been talking about, versatility. And when you take a look at the Paris Saint-Germain midfield, Vitinha, João Neves, and Warren Zaire-Emery, you get exact same vibes. All can play as an 8, all can play as a 6, all can interchange, all can go forward, and all can go back. And this is even how the backup midfield could potentially look like with Canguilhem, Moscardo, and Desiré Doué. The second thing, obviously, I want to look at is the front three. Iniesta, Fabregas, and David Silva. Once again, all of these three players can interchange. They can drop deep, they can go to the right, they can go to the left, they can score goals, they can be up front, they can play make, they can do stuff without the ball. And once again, that's exactly what you would get from this Paris Saint-Germain attack. Vicha Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembélé, and Marcus Rashford all can drop down, all can play with or without the ball, all can play on the right, all can play on the left, all can play centrally. This is what I've been waiting for. Now that the rat Kylian Mbappe has finally left my club, we can finally see football at this club. We tried our best. We still played somewhat of a beautiful football last season, but the rat destroyed it. Why? Because Luis Enrique always had to build the team around him. It was Mbappe's name first on the team sheet, and then Lucho put the rest of the players on the team. But this season, it's different. Internally, PSG minimizes the loss of Mbappe next season. The staff believe that the other players will have more space to express and free themselves with Mbappe leaving. And this is even what Luis Enrique has had to say about the upcoming season. We will sign new players in every position for next season. It's also a message to the current players in the squad, even if the best players. I want 2 players per position to fight it out for their places. It will be difficult to play for PSG. We'll be competing for all the trophies next season. It's a great incentive for everyone. If everything goes well, I'm convinced that we will have a much better team next season compared to this season. On all points of view, in terms of attacking play, defense, physically, technically, and tactically. I've no doubt about that. And same goes for me. I think with the departure of Kylian Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain obviously having to strengthen all of those positions, I think we'll be going into next season with more confidence than last season, and we will actually play great football, score way more goals, and be way more dominant against our opponents. That's been it for Why is Lucho Cooking? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, and as usual, allez, allez, allez Paris.